Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our English lesson. In this class, we will be continuing on with our future tenses, which in our second lesson, we went through the future perfect, future simple, and future continuous. And in this lesson, we will be going through future perfect continuous. So, yeah, let's get started. So you're probably wondering what we use future perfect continuous for and what's the difference between future perfect and future perfect continuous. We will be going all through those. Yeah. So when we see future perfect continuous, it's actually not that very commonly used in English, but it is very useful when you want to emphasize how long something will have been happening before a future time, because it's in the future. So you can just say it emphasizes the duration of the time that it takes, the time that the action takes. So let's take a look at the form. Our form is subject plus will have been plus verb ing. Well, the subject is not written there, but of course, if you want to be, if you want to learn English, just you gotta know that there's always, always, always a subject. So it's almost like you don't have to write it anymore because there's always a subject in the beginning of the sentence. Let's just make that clear and all. So yeah, for it to be easier for you, you can just say will have been plus verb in the ing form. Yeah, so might as well give an example. By next year, I will have been working here for 10 years. In this sentence, your attention automatically goes to the 10 years, right? Because we use future perfect continuously to emphasize the duration that it takes, and it took us 10 years of working here. Yeah. And for it to be future, we're like, by next year, there's an action happening after an action. I will have been working here for 10 years. Yeah, I have not been working here for 10 years yet, but by next year, I will have been working here for 10 years. It's like a full-on 10 years of work experience building. Yeah, let's give a few more examples. When you arrive, she will have been waiting for you for 2 hours. Let's say that you were gonna meet up with your friend at 1 p.m., but you fell asleep or you had some things to do and you're late and you're talking to your mom and you say, I'm gonna be late. And your mom could give this response to you. When you arrive, she will have been waiting for 2 hours, which means that you're 2 hours late and she has waited 2 hours for you to arrive. Or we can give another example. Let's say they will have been studying since morning. Let's analyze this with the form, okay? We can clearly see the will have been plus the verb to study in the ing form. So it's literally, and for us to emphasize the time, we say since morning. And when we put it all together, they will have been studying since morning. And it's a future perfect continuous sentence. Yeah. Although, again, you might be wondering, what's the difference with future perfect and future perfect continuous? Why do we need two tenses that are kind of future perfect? Well, In future perfect, we focus on the compellion. We focus on the action, the verb, It's, let's say, I'll have finished. There is no kind of duration of this. It's just that it's the action of you finishing it. You will have finished it. But in future perfect continuous, we focus on the duration. Like there's an action happening and it's a continuous one. It's continuing on. So I will have been working is the future perfect continuous. Okay, I think that made it more clear for us because sometimes it can be confusing for some people, and yeah, I just wanted to make that clear. Well, those are all of our future tenses. So before we finish all of our tenses, actually, surprisingly, we went through all of our tenses in 3 lessons, all of the 12 tenses. And I just want to go through our future tenses once more to make it a little more clear in our minds and to make it just a little more click, you know? Yeah. So let's see, future simple. It's gonna be like a little summary up for you guys. Future simple tense's form is will plus base verb, and we use future simple for decisions and predictions. Let's give an example. I will call you. It's a decision that is made at the moment of speaking. Yeah, very easy. Let's continue on. Future continuous. The form is will be plus ing, verb in the ing form. And we use it to talk about actions in progress at a future time. Like, for example, I will be working. I'm not working yet, but I will be working in the future. Yes, yes, yes. Our next tense is future perfect. And we use the form will have plus verb 3. And you can call it like past participle as well. And we use future perfect for actions that are completed before a future time. Example, I will have finished or I'll have finished. And future perfect continuous will have been plus verb in the ing form. That's how we form the future perfect continuous. We use it for duration before future time, and if we were to give an example, I'll have been working. Yeah, those are all of our future tenses. And we did the first 3 in our second lesson, future simple, future continuous, and future perfect. And we just covered future perfect continuous just a few minutes ago. So I just want to give you some uh, practice questions so that maybe if you want to practice on your own, you could try to answer these questions on your own and maybe, ask the questions to a friend. So it will be much more useful. Yeah. Um, what will you do after class? Okay. If you were to be answering this question, you will be using future simple. Yeah? Where will you be at this time tomorrow? Could be answered by using future continuous sentences or next one. Will you have finished your homework by tomorrow night? Is a question that could be answered by using the future perfect tense. And how long will you have been studying English by next year? it's a question that can be answered by using the future perfect continuous tense. So if you just, in your own time, if you can just answer these questions, it will be just make your tenses a lot more practiced and a lot more stable because you will have practiced the future tenses just by answering these questions. And yeah, so now we will be continuing on with, oh yeah, this is a tableau of all of our tenses. If you want, you can just take a look at it again. So we have present simple, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous. And or let's give each one an example, a short example. Present simple, we can say I play football. Present continuous, I am playing now. Just look at the sentences. If you just think about it and if you just try to understand what the sentence is telling you, you can clearly understand like from the name of the tense, basically. Like, look at the sentence. I'm playing now. We see the ing form of a verb, right? Which means that it's a continuous tense. And maybe it does not have to say now. It could just be saying I'm playing. Yeah, let's just cover this up in our minds. I'm playing. So if it does not give us another time, we automatically think that it's present, okay? That's very important. So I am playing right now, or I'm playing now. So there is present perfect. An example is I've eaten already. In perfect, we use have has. So you can clearly see the have, I have eaten already, or I've eaten already. And it's talking about an action that's happening right now. So it's present perfect. And it's we have present perfect continuous. I've been studying. Yeah. Let's move on to our past tenses. We have past simple, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. Let's give each one an example. For past simple, we can say that I went home. For past continuous, we can give an example like I was reading. For past perfect, we can say that I had finished. And for past perfect continuous, we can give an example like I had been working. And our last four tenses, we have future simple, future continuous, future perfect, and future perfect continuous. In future simple, we can give an example like I will go. In future continuous, we can give an example like I will be working. In future perfect, we can give an example like I will have finished. And in future perfect continuous, we can give an example like I'll have been working. And you might be wondering, what is going to tense? Well, going to is not actually a tense, but I still wanted to add it here, and I think that I can give you a little summary kind of thing right now about be going to. So, going to is a way of saying that, you know, you will do something, but it's more planned, okay? When you want, like, let's say that think about future simple, okay? If you just say, I will make you a sandwich, it's a decision, and it's a decision made at that moment of time. It's like not planned. But when you want to say it in a planned way, you use going to, like, I am going to make you a sandwich. It is something more planned. And I actually explained this in our second lesson, but still wanted to make things a little more clear on that. Well, yeah, those are all of our tenses actually. In like English, these are usually going to be the tenses that you mostly use. There won't be quite a lot of other tenses that you will be using. And yeah, thank you for listening, all of these tenses. And I do really hope that you practice these, because if you don't practice them, they are you're gonna forget them basically, because there's quite a lot of them. For a whole language, yes, it might seem little, but if you don't continuously use them, you're gonna forget how to, form sentences in some of the tenses, maybe because you might not use them as quite often. So just maybe talk English with your friends or watch English movies with, like, if you're having a hard time, you could just watch them with subtitles as well, of course. And yeah, those are all of our tenses. And in our next lesson, we will be talking about the ing form of the verbs. Actually, I do believe that we still have some time, so we can just make a little quick start with the ing form. Um, this is our last topic actually for our lessons. So, yeah, let's start. You've probably already seen it, like not probably, because I've used it in our lessons quite often. Um there was something that I continuously said throughout our lessons, like when you see continuous tense, when you see continuous in a tense, you gotta use the ing form of a verb, because that's how you create the continuous tense. And that's why it's very important. It's like one of the most important basics of an English, like of the language English. And like even if you just started learning English, you gotta know this, because even if you're just learning the present tense, you still have to use it, like I am working now, or I am teaching now, or I'm learning now, or I'm studying, or I'm going to school, or etc., etc. We can give a lot of examples that are very basic sentences in the ing form, and you got to be able to form the basic sentences to, form the more complicated ones. And yeah, the ing form is very important. So, uh, it's actually very flexible as well. Like, don't think about it like I gotta add ing to every single word. No, there are actually some rules for you to, for you to understand how to add the ing, and there are some differences that happen when you add the ing to the words, and we will be going all through them. And let me just give you the topics that we will learn. We will learn how to form the ing form, and we will learn how it works in the continuous tenses. Actually, we went through the continuous tenses, but it's still good to, go over it and over it and over it again and again. Uh, We will see how it works as a noun or slash a gerund, and we will see how it's used after prepositions and how it is used as an adjective. Yeah, those will be the things that we will be doing in our next lesson, and I'm hoping to see you there, and I do really, really, really hope that you study. Thank you for coming.